Good morning and welcome to the Daily Light Devotion. I hope all of you had a wonderful Wednesday yesterday and looking forward to today. Uh, that is the 11th of September. Today we are going to read from Acts chapter 23 verses 23 to 31. Um, we are going to look at God's protection through his providence. After discovering the deadly plot against Paul, the Roman soldier took decisive action, right, to protect him. And though Paul was a prisoner, he was guarded like a valued official, with soldiers, horses, and a safe escort to the governor. This shows that God can use even unbelieving authorities and unexpected circumstances to fulfill his purpose and preserve his servant. Verses 23 and 24 say, and he called for two centurions, saying, prepare 200 soldiers, 70 horsemen, and 200 spearmen to go to Caesarea at the third hour of the night, and provide mounts to set Paul on, and bring him safely to Felix the governor. Paul was one man, but nearly 500 soldiers assigned him to protect him. Um, when God's hand is on our lives, right, his protection is far greater than the enemy's strength. Verses 25 and 26, God, he wrote a letter in the following manner: Claudius Lysias, to the most excellent Governor Felix, greetings. So the commander wrote a letter to even Governor Felix, explaining the situation, ensuring Paul's safety. God can move the hearts of leaders also, even those outside the faith, to accomplish God's purpose. Verse 27 to 29 says, this man was seized by the Jews, and was about to be killed by them. Coming with the troops, I rescued him, having learned that he was a Roman. And when I wanted to know the reason they accused him, I brought him before their council. I found out that he was accused concerning questions of their law, but had nothing charged against him deserving of death or chains. So the letter stated clearly Paul was accused of concerning religious matters, not crimes deserving death. And when we walk with God, right, God in God's will, even the enemies and authorities may be forced to acknowledge our innocence. Verses 30 to 31 says, and when it was told to me that the Jews lay in wait for the man, I sent him immediately to you, and also commanded his accusers to state before you and the charges against him. Farewell. The soldiers, as they were commanded, took Paul and brought him by night to Antipetrus. So God used the soldiers and and the careful planning to bring Paul safely to the next stage, right, of his mission. Um, God's provision is not random, right? He orchestrates every details to move his servants towards their destiny. So, what are some of the life applications? Trust in God's protection. He surrounds us with more than we can see, right? We need to remember that God can use anyone, even secular authorities, to fulfill his plan. And we need to keep walking in integrity. God will make our innocence shine in His timing. We need to believe that nothing is random, right? Every step is a part of God's providence, providential care that He provides. And we need to rest in the truth, right? If God has destined us for a mission, he will ensure we reach it. We just have to trust Him and seek Him and be focused on Him, like Paul was. So, the encouragement for today is that Paul's journey shows us that no scheme of the enemy or man can derail God's purpose. Temporarily, it may look that way, but in the long term, God's mission will be fulfilled. Surrounded by enemies, he was shielded by God's protection, God's providence, right? And our lives is in His hands, right? And He will use every resource, even the worldly resource seen here, and maybe the unseen resources like angels also to carry us to a place of His dwelling. So I want to encourage you today. What is the mission field God has called you to? Trust God. We don't have a spirit of fear, but a boldness, sound mind, and love. So we've got to trust God and walk in it. It can be right now it may be a certain mission. So we need to follow that mission, right? And we need to follow it in a way that we know that God's hand is there, God is with us, and He's going to use the worldly people, even unbelievers, to protect us. So I hope this encouraged you this Thursday. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow. God bless you.